Hey, peace everyone. It's your man Khalil Gerard. Today is day number 4 on my body gain, fitness, and health journey. Now, yesterday was a rest day for me. I did record some videos yesterday, but then I thought about it like, it doesn't really matter. The days that matter recording a video is when I'm actually in the gym. So today's topic is going to be on the importance of cheering for yourself. Now, I remember one time working, there was an instance when my supervisor at the job that I was working at, she was going over numbers for the previous month, and she was going each person by person, going through the numbers, the things that they did well, et cetera, et cetera. So I was noticing she was going through everyone, and people were clapping for people, cheering for people, and everything, right? And as each person went past, it was getting closer and closer to myself. When she got to myself, I noticed that I looked around the room and I noticed that the only people who actually made any type of noise for me were the people that were to my left and to my right. At the time I noticed it, I looked, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I felt some type of way. I really felt some type of way. I felt some type of way, one, because for all the people that she had mentioned prior to me, at some point in time, I cheered for them, I clapped for them, I showed them type of love. And now at this point, none of them showed me any type of love. None of them clapped for me. And I forgot who has the saying or who has the quote, but essentially it's, man, you gotta pay attention to the people who don't clap for you. You gotta pay attention to them, right? When the meeting ended, I remember having to go outside and take a walk. And at the time I wasn't understanding, like, why am I feeling some type of way? Why, like, I was really, really angry. I was really, really pissed. I had to go calm myself down. And, then I started thinking about it like, wow, why am I being emotional about this? Why does it even matter? Like, a couple of years from now, none of these people are gonna matter. And the way I feel about myself, I know one day I'm going to be successful. I know one day the world is going to know who I am. I know one day people are going to look back and want to be my friend or want to be associated with me for whatever reason, right? On some groupie love type stuff, right? And because it's happened to me in my past before, I've experienced the same situation in the childhood, and life is cyclical. But nonetheless, I had to think about it. And I realized the reason why I felt like that is because what I had experienced in my childhood. So in that moment, I'm dealing with a deeply rooted childhood issue. I'm dealing with a situation where when I was a child, I grew up impoverished, grew up very poor in Detroit, poorest children in the neighborhood. And my parents, they weren't there. My mother, she was schizophrenic. My father, he was bipolar, an alcoholic. Neither one of them worked. And both of them had their own demons they were dealing with. Not to mention, I'm the middle child. So I had all of these things working against me. And with all that being said, I was super duper intelligent. I was outgoing. I would do performances. I would bring home good grades, but I never got any type of recognition from it from the people who I loved the most. I never had anyone out there cheering for me. So it struck a chord within me, right? When I was at work, when this happened, all it did was it triggered me. And in real time at that moment, I was dealing with this trigger. And that leads us to the very message of today's video. You have to be there for yourself. You have to be your own cheerleader, right? No one, get this through your head, no one in the world owes you any type of obligation, any type of support, any type of validation for your dreams, for your goals, for your accomplishments, for your successes. It's great when people do cheer for you and give you some type of credit, but when they don't, man, you can't let it be, what deters you. You can't let it make you get in your emotions. And if you do get inside your emotions, you use that as fuel. You use that as a purpose. Don't be upset in it. Don't cry for yourself, right? Because the majority of the world is doing that. I guarantee you the same people who put that type of energy towards me, they've experienced that in some area of their life. And that's not even to rationalize or justify the situation for them just being, shitty people, not being supportive of their own coworker or teammate at the time, right? Even if no one is there going to support you, you support you. That's why I'm getting my ass up in the gym every day, because no one's going to force me to come work out. No one is going to force me to develop my body into the body that I want it to be. No one is going to force me to get my business to where I want it to be. That job is up to me. So I'm going to be the one that claps for myself. I'm going to be the one that cheers for myself. I'm going to be the one that sets the standard. And you're going to be the one who does that for you. No more crying. No more feeling sorry for yourself. No more pouting. No more being pity, right? You got to do what it takes. I don't care where you're at in your life right now. I don't care if you're severely overweight. I don't care if you're super broke. If you just got out of a horrible relationship and you're down. If you're dealing with different issues with your family or friends and they're not supporting you, guess what? It's time to change that mindset. It's time for you to become the person who does the supporting. It's time for you to unplug from those energy sources. It's time for you to release yourself from those energy vampires. It's time for you to start putting things into proper perspective, just like I did. It's time for both of us, for all of us to do the same thing, right? You only got one life to live. We can't live this life being in regrets. We can't live this life playing the victim, because the victim never gets what they want. The victim never becomes the champion. There's no champion in the world who looks at themselves as a victim. The victimhood mentality is unproductive. It's going to keep you away from accomplishing your goals. It's going to keep you away from climbing that mountain. That mountain doesn't feel sorry for you when you're climbing it and you're scraping yourself and you're doing, because so many men and women came before you thinking that they were going to overcome and achieve, and they just stayed at the bottom. One minute they slip and they fall back down. They look up and they like, you know what? It's safer down here. The journey that you and I are on, nah. The journey that you and I are on, we going to the top. We climbing that mountain, step by step, brick by brick. It doesn't matter what life throws at us, because guess what? We're gonna throw something back at life. Are there gonna be times when we fall down? Hell yeah, it's gonna be times when we fall down. Are there gonna be times when we let ourselves down? Absolutely, you're human, we're human. We're gonna always let ourselves down. I've let myself down this week. You know, like I told you guys in previous videos, man, I'm an addict to chips, right? I know I shouldn't be eating no chips. And this dang old gutter bun right here, man, it's not gonna go away with just being in the gym alone. It's also gonna require me to give maximum effort, give everything that I can in the kitchen, in my diet. And like I was saying, I had chips several times this week, right? I had a coworker who they had went to a restaurant I've never been to, and he had some food and he let me try some of it, and it was the most amazing food in the world. I had to put an order in and grab some on the way home that day. The next day was my rest day, and I used that as an excuse to kind of fall off, right? But as each day goes past on this challenge, on my journey in life, moments like that are gonna have to cease, because what's gonna stop me from being the best version of me is no one else. It's not these restaurants, it's not coworkers, it's not food, it's me. It's the habits that I develop, it's the choices that I make. It's either the lack of discipline or the development of that discipline that's gonna keep me at the bottom or keep me going to the top. And this thing keeps going, right? Every time you make a level, that level becomes a floor. Every time you make it to a new level, there's levels beyond that. And I don't want to continue to be at the current level that I'm at. And I don't want you to continue to be at the level that you're at. So right now, I want you to do something. I want you to take some time, take some moment to really reflect on your week. Reflect on things that may have triggered you. Reflect on moments where you did something counterproductive, where you gave in to a temptation. and you did something that's contrary to what it is that you want to accomplish in life. Now, I want you to really reflect on that and think about why that was, why what it was that triggered you, and solve that. Like I said, when I thought about that deeply rooted childhood issue of not getting any type of support, after I went through that thinking process, I had to speak to myself. I had to tell that inner child, I'm here for you. I get it, you're still there. You're still dealing with what was going on back in the past. You're still inside of me. So guess what? None of those people who were there, I'm here for you. And I'll always be here for you. Just like you out there, I'm here for you guys. I want you to be there for yourself. I want you to be there for me too. So like this video, hit that subscribe button if you already haven't hit the subscribe button. And if you're subscribed, hit that bell so that you could be notified when I drop a new video. I want to get this energy to a place where it's never been. And I want you to travel there with me. I love you guys. You guys have a great workout today. You guys have a great day today. And be safe out there and be aware, be conscious, be in the moment. When you realize that things are going on in your life and it's making you feel some type of way, step outside of your emotions. Step away from your appetite. Use supreme wisdom. Really think about it. Be observant. Peace.